All right, welcome to Boystorm Episode 3, The Little Person Royal Rumble.
Doom, doom, doom.
Shit, that's the whole episode. I watched a little bit of it. There's not much to know.
It's great. It's for those of you who don't know, the WWE at one point in time put on the mini Royal Rumble, which was
Is that really what they called it?
Yes,
Yeah.
which was a Royal Rumble with only little people, but all of the little people wrestlers were like micro versions
Kane.
of real wrestlers.
They had mini Batista.
They had a little rock named Pebble. Is that what?
Yeah, that's it.
Get out there, Double H.
Yeah, they had Sulk Hogan.
Lowercase h.
Sulk Hogan, he's just sad for being so small.
But yeah, they also have had a mini TLC match, which was little people.
Like
obviously.
the band?
No.
They had a mini Kelly Howard.
yeah.
What's
Was she in
TLC the band?
Lisa
dude.
Left Eye
Oh, yeah,
Lopez.
okay.
We
With
found another
Beyonce.
one.
Yeah.
We found another one.
No, it's got Beyonce in
We're
it.
done for the episode. We found the thing that Kyler doesn't know that he's
No,
good.
Beyonce is not in TLC.
I don't want a scrub.
Yeah.
Something about scrubs getting no love.
TLC and Destiny's Child are,
The same thing.
yes. Yes, they are. Come on.
I mean, yeah, they
You
are.
go, listen, it's 5 to 6 black ladies.
Three in each band.
5 to 6.
3 each. I'm saying interchangeable in your head. Where if you go like, you wouldn't go, this song, there's no way it's by TLC. It's definitely Destiny's Child. They sound, you go like, yeah, it's about.
Pretty similar. You would say that I think that TLC probably has more hits that you would like listening to than Destiny's Child.
TLC and Destiny's Child are the black lady version of NSYNC Backstreet Boys, I think.
Okay, but NSYNC Backstreet Boys was simultaneous. It was happening at the same
TLC's
time.
first, right?
TLC's first, yeah. TLC's first, and then Jay-Z had Aaliyah killed.
People are going to check their speakers.
Yeah.
Being like, hey, is my car shutting down? No, it's
I
just
think
Kyler.
my car has indigestion.
Kyler burping because he thought about 6 black ladies at one time.
Pretty sure my car has
he got
GERD.
sexually excited. You
did.
would actually, you should know those bands. That I feel like those would be bands that you are like into.
I thought Left Eye was in Destiny's Child. Or vice versa. I thought Beyonce was in TLC.
TLC's first, right?
Yes.
Then Destiny's Child.
Who are the other two from Destiny's Child?
Kelly Rowland
Oh, nice.
and that one girl named Michelle.
Michelle Obama.
K. Michelle?
Nope, Michelle something. And then there was another one. When Destiny's Child first came out, they had 4.
Oh, you're talking about Michelle McGillicuddy.
Yes.
That's the funniest
Yeah.
possible last name
Yes,
for Destiny's
the
Child.
Irish woman in Destiny's Child.
Michelle O'Shaughnessy?
Shaughnessy's a good one.
Dude, that's
Oh,
tough.
Michelle O'Gillicuddy.
It's tough to get cut from a boy band or girl band because you know it's not like a musical thing.
Yeah,
They're
for
just
sure.
like, you're not working in
It's
the
a
cover
vibe.
art.
Yeah, no doubt.
We don't
It
like
is-
you in the poster.
Yeah, you don't have a character enough.
Yeah.
I was a huge, still am. It was the music of my youth. Giant boy band guy.
Really?
Backstreet Boys are from Kentucky. a lot of
Which,
people don't realize that.
Yeah.
Brian Littrell.
That's where the old man who wanted to hire them flew them out from.
Yeah,
To his cave.
a couple of them.
Yeah.
For real. Brian Littrell went to my high school. Brian Littrell, the
Is
front
he the
man of
worst guy of the
he's
Backstreet
the
Boys?
front boy.
What are you talking about? Aaron Carter's there, or Nick Carter's the front boy.
That's debatable.
Listen, this is gonna be an Instagram poll.
He couldn't have been.
That's crazy.
No,
I like Aaron Carter for
no,
sure.
in the
Yeah,
heat,
whatever
in the
happened to
peak
that guy?
of it, in the peak of it. That's what was great about the Backstreet Boys. Damn, I'm about to get super gay, dude.
Yeah, this is amazing.
That's what was great about the Backstreet Boys is that the Backstreet Boys was kind of truly a band. Like they were a unit. I don't even know.
I'll tell you, there were some units in there.
You could argue that there wasn't even a front man. I can see your argument that it would
It
be
is
Nick
Nick
Carter. I don't know. He was 19. He was a kid.
But here's my thing: because I remember being 8 and hearing Millennium or whatever,
Yeah.
and being like, "This is about to be a crazy century." But I also like if I know it's Nick Carter from being 8, that means they did some sort of efficient marketing to let me know.
Or it means that you were most attracted to Nick Carter, and in your brain, he was the front
who was
man.
who was
'Cause he was the
standing-
hottest one.
No, here's the question: Who was
Your
standing?
face, he went.
Who is standing in the middle or the front of a poster? That'll tell. It's like very basic.
And that's why I like the Backstreet Boys is that it was kind of always changing.
Yeah.
But I would say I think Brian Littrell had the most
I've never even heard of Brian Littrell. Have you
Brian
heard of
Littrell,
him?
he had the flared nostrils. He had the most vocals on it.
Okay.
Whereas you go in sync, and let's be honest, that was Justin Timberlake's band.
Dude, also, I will say I was team Backstreet Boys at the time.
Same.
He wasn't even fucking born.
Yeah,
really.
I'm Team Jonas
Insanity.
Brothers
Yeah.
over all of
He
them.
heard it in the womb because his mom was being seduced to it. That's how
Yeah.
upsetting it is.
Yeah.
But I
My mom was getting fucked.
With me.
growing up, I was Team Backstreet, and I will say this: NSYNC and Justin Timberlake specifically, far superior musician.
For sure.
Like that album, Future Sex, whatever the one where he's like,
Oh,
Cry Me a
Justin
River,
Timberlake?
it's incredible.
He was great.
What
It's
was
like
Joey
actually
Fatone?
great.
He
Joey
was the
Fatone
star.
was
He was
in
in
sync?
sync, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was one of the
NSYNC
first. Joey Fat one.
Yeah.
Very
yes,
funny.
dude.
Also, kind of on him to get fat. It's like of all the guys who can't get fat in a boy band, you're the one.
Fatone is
Yeah.
your last name, and you are the fat one.
Yeah,
My friend growing up, his Wi-Fi was
that's
called,
the only one he knew.
Yeah.
His Wi-Fi was called Suckafatone.
Suckafatone.
Yeah.
His wife was called.
No, his Wi-Fi was called Suckafatone.
I thought you said his wife was called Suckafatone.
No, we were 7. We didn't have a
She was
wife.
Vietnamese. It's a mail order.
Yeah, his wife. She was in a different class. Her name was Suckafatone.
But I realized it was now it's Suckafat one. I thought it was
Oh, yeah.
Suckafatone.
Dude, my neighbor once, when I was living in East Nashville, his Wi-Fi was Kingdom of Guns, and I was like, I'm not gonna try to meet him.
Kingdom of Guns.
Kingdom of Guns. I go, dude. What about Dave's Wi-Fi?
Yeah. No shit.
Kingdom of Guns is crazy.
I served, speaking of Backstreet Boys, Kevin Richardson was in the Backstreet
Are
Boys.
these real? Are you making up names?
You
Backstreet
served with
Bo-
him? What are you them?
Yeah.
What
yeah,
are the
We were
five?
stationed together
What?
in the Great Battle of Harmony. No, dude.
I served with the Backstreet Boys, and all I got was this lousy T-shirt.
Yeah, dude. Backstreet Boys, Brian Littrell, Nick Carter, Kevin Richardson, AJ McLean, and Howie Day.
No way.
Yeah.
Howie Day.
Yeah.
These are the worst names ever.
And then the NSYNC was Justin Timberlake, JC Chauvet,
Joey
Chris-
Fatone.
Joey Fatone,
Joey the
Chris
fat one.
Kirkpatrick, and Lance Bass, the gay one.
Yeah, dude, I was on the road this weekend and the lady who was like I don't know, she works for like a management person. She loved Lance Bass and
Yeah.
was like talking about him. And I was like, that's interesting. Like, this is a grown up. And then she was like talking about Hannah Montana. And I was like, oh, okay. I completely understand your childhood.
Is my brain fried? Yes, but did Lance Bass go to space? Is that a news story in my head? Why is that
I
fake?
think he did. I think I've heard
I
this.
think he was like the first gay astronaut.
I don't
And
think
he's
an
just
astronaut.
a backup singer.
No, he's the first gay guy in space.
Yeah, not
I
an
think all
astronaut.
gay guys are astronauts.
Oh, what's a tronaut? This man an astronaut.
He's an astronaut.
He's an astronaut.
That's like one of those like diversity markers where you go, boy, who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Boy, who gives a shit who the first gay guy in space was? They're finally making it.
First gay guy
People always say
blasted out of our fucking
Yeah.
atmosphere.
it's also like we weren't like they'll never go to space.
Yeah.
I don't give a shit what happens. They're not going to space. What if an
Space is
alien
a-
meets them?
Space is a vacuum.
An alien will think we're gay.
Wait a minute. How do you get to space? You got to go through heaven. to
he
get
was.
to
He
space.
was.
That was good.
No, what happened was the Russian government shot him into space for being.
Yeah, that's it. For sure.
They went. We've got to get him out of here.
Hey, speaking of the government, have you guys seen the shit about
The election. I think
seen
Trump
this
won.
shit?
No, the Senate having a hearing about like aliens recently?
Oh, yeah.
brother.
They're just coming. They're just
Are you
coming.
asking Lee if he's seen it?
They're just coming out like, oh yeah, we've got a couple and we've communicated with them. It's like
The disclosure at this rate is so much that you, even if you want to, you can't keep up with
They
it.
go, listen, we found some aliens, and we're sending Lance Bass to investigate.
Yeah, no shit. He's gonna go sing to him.
Yeah.
The lyrics are gonna seem like he's singing to a girl, but
You know
he's not.
you guys know that thing they sent out into space like years and years ago? It's like a satellite that will just keep traveling
Yeah,
for a while.
yeah. Like
and
the
it has,
equivalent of a Sputnik, it just goes.
And it has hello in every language,
Yeah.
and they picked a few songs to be on it. and they picked like
Yeah.
that way. Like if aliens find it, they'll be like, "Oh, the Beatles." Woo-hoo.
Yeah,
like,
they'll be like, holy shit,
Yeah.
Bob Dylan.
Yeah, it's
even
Bob.
an alien thinks this guy
this
sucks.
guy can't sing.
Yeah.
Let's put hello in every language just in case the aliens speak Cantonese. What's the fucking point
Yeah,
of putting?
dude. I mean, what do you like? You're sending out a satellite aliens might find. You got to put something on it. You can't just put a note.
It'd be funny if we sent that like probe out into space, and then every hello on Earth, and then we just
Yeah.
made up a bunch that may be alien. Like
Yeah.
they're playing it, and it gets past like the last Cantonese one, and then it's just like glorp,
Or dude, it's because it's
glorpy dorg dorg.
it's like America, and we don't.
He's like, oh, they're saying hello. This whole time they were saying
Gorg.
racial slurs in our language.
Gorgon.
What if they're about to send it and they realize they don't know how to say it in like Vietnamese?
Yeah.
And it's just a guy at NASA being like,
Ping ping.
"Hello."
All right, yeah. Now send one out for Taiwan, and the guy's all sweaty, and he's like,
hello.
"Hi, priest."
Hello, aliens. I come in priest.
There's no hell.
I come in, priest.
There's no hell in peace.
The L stands for Ron.
Hello, I come in priest.
Oh my god!
Can't wait to meet you, aliens.
But yeah, they're
This
just
Lance Bash.
they're just disclosing
And they're saying, "It's me, Rance.
It's me, Rance Brass. Superstar. You know.
Oh my god!
What if they said
they're
Michael
saying-
Jackson songs and then they were like, wait, no.
Yeah, no shit. It's all R. Kelly, Michael Jackson, the greatest films produced by Harvey Weinstein. We're like, shit.
Oh no, they're gonna be so mad.
Apparently, and if you've been hip to the whole UAP alien game
Yeah.
for a minute, then this isn't like a huge shock, but it is very wild to see them confirm this, and it's like been confirmed.
What's crazy is that it's not.
They're in the ocean.
But people aren't. Like, I used to have this argument with people. If, like, a dragon showed up, would you go to work the next day? It's starting to feel like an alien could show up and be like, meow, meow, and people would be like, well, got to go to work.
Well,
like,
I
that
think
wouldn't matter.
that has been kind of on purpose the way that they have rolled out the disclosures.
Yeah.
Like, there's nothing forever, for always. For forever, it was just complete denial.
until they figured it out.
And yeah, and then they've slowly been giving us a little bit on top of like all the weird, crazy life trauma that's been happening anyway.
Yeah.
And then I mean, you're right. That's funny about the dragon.
Yeah.
I used to
think people would stop going to work, but I think now they would just clock in.
when the Tic Tac thing first popped up, like the Lieutenant David Fravor or whatever, the first one in 2017 where you could talk about it without people being like, you're crazy, because it was like a fucking 4-star general talking about it in court, and it was kind of legit.
5 stars.
I did a joke about it similar to that, where I was like, if aliens are real, I'm not.
People think there's aliens on this podcast.
Yeah, no shit.
And there are. It's called Kyler's digestion system.
Yeah. But if aliens are real, I am not paying taxes
Oh, I know.
anymore. Or
Yeah.
like, if aliens are real, fuck your parking ticket. I'm not doing it.
Yeah.
There's aliens.
Yeah, it is kind of crazy to be like, what is the appropriate response to finding out like magic's real? And you're like, I guess just keep on, keep it on.
Dude, the craziest thing is the Malaysian flight.
Don't call them that.
The Malaysian flight that disappeared. What is it, 917 or some shit?
Yeah.
I can't remember the flight number. But there's this insane satellite video. Have you seen that? It's been confirmed real. You've got like the heat signature of this plane flying across the sky, and then these 3 little orbs come and surround the plane and start spinning around the plane, and it's tracking it, and you see it, and then plane disappears. It just goes.
Damn.
I mean, talking some sci-fi shit, and that video has been confirmed real. Like the Malaysian flight got sent to another dimension.
The aliens were like, go sink your least favorite hello. From
Yeah,
this
yeah, definitely the Malaysian hello.
Whichever your least favorite hello was, go take their plane.
Yeah, we researched these people. They're weird. They're small.
I don't know, man. I just think it's Are you familiar with Project Bluebeam?
Of course.
Just knowing that I got to place in my life where a guy in a pig face shirt is going, are you familiar with
Crossing his
Project
hands.
Bluebeam?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
go, things are going good for me, dude.
That's where I'm kind of at with it. Like, me and my buddy were talking about it.
Shirt is so crazy. I was about to tell. Listen, here's the thing.
Hey, don't eat pork. Stop eating pork. This is a PSA to all your pork eaters. Stop. Look how sweet this thing is.
Yeah.
Quit eating fucking pork, assholes.
Yeah, the nipples are eyes.
Yeah, God. If that pig could talk, it would say, "Kill me, kill me, and consume my flesh."
But it's crazy because you don't know. It's like, what is real?
Yeah,
You know?
I know.
Clip it.
I know. Yeah, right at that.
What is real? This my whole life is like fucking aliens. Come on, that's sci-fi.
I know.
And then it's like, no, we got aliens. We got alien creatures that we've
Yeah.
communicated with. It's like, well, fuck you. Is it that, or you just want me to stop being a free thinker?
Right. Well, I think that another part of disclosure, and this sounds like really kooky or whatever, but we live in an age where you can be like, what is real? So who cares about sounding kooky? Another way that you disclose and make people learn about aliens and then just go to work and not really care is you show it to them in movies for 20 years in a row. So that when it pops up, instead of being like, what the hell? The paradigm of reality has shifted. When your brain watches a movie, the reason that we like it is that it's like we can't – it's called like suspending belief. But when our brain takes it in, our brain is like, look at this real shit that's going down.
Yeah.
And then the conscious part of our brain that's kind of like the observer can be like, nah, bro, you're watching a movie. But it gets in there to your brain, and your brain doesn't know any difference between like we
My
have
brain
not.
does. My brain does.
But
I know
we
what you're
have
saying.
knowledge.
My brain does.
But we have knowledge of like, you ask any 10-year-old who's watched every Marvel movie the last 4 years, they have like
What's it like having no friends, you loser?
They have like a pretty good idea of interdimensional travel.
Yeah, there
You
there
know,
is
like
a
they get the idea of different realms and different dimensions and stuff. So now it's like there's a little bit of disclosure as to that's what's happening, and our brains are kind of like, oh well, yeah. I mean,
well, there's definitely a diffusion of like ideas from wherever like the sources that's not accessible to everybody down to like through like mass media. Like Meta is called Meta because of that book.
the book,
There's a book where Snow Crash,
and he
Neil
fucking
Stephenson
nailed it.
Dude, he predicted like VR and AR and all this
He
stuff.
predicted words like meme,
Yeah.
and like
And also
viral.
He predicted like a world, which is like to me is the interesting one where it's like this is probably like the prediction we haven't realized yet, but it's like essentially your online life becomes more important than your regular life. Which, by the way, that describes like
Heyo.
half the
That's
comics I know.
most of America.
That's every crowd work clip where you go, there was 8 minutes of dog shit, but the 30 seconds that made it to the web,
and then you just shave that.
and you sell
Boom.
tickets, and so it's like we are trending towards a world where like. You see people like being an asshole at Walmart. Everyone at Walmart hates them, but people online like them. Like your life online becomes more
yeah,
important.
that's so
Who
true.
said this?
Neil Stephenson is like this incredibly smart.
Almost to the
author.
point. I haven't read the whole thing. I've read snippets and watched some videos on it and stuff.
Yeah, dude, he's
it's
amazing.
almost like he's a fucking time traveler.
Also,
It's
dude,
insane.
and his
he
new
nails
book,
it too much.
He had a new book last year called Termination Shock, and it's about essentially like the U.S. government stops running, and then like billionaires come in and try to handle climate change on their own by shooting like dust into the sky.
Yeah,
which
Bill
is-
Gates literally already tried that.
That's what I'm saying. It's like that is not it's a sci-fi book, I guess, but not really. Like
No, not
how
really.
how soon at what point is Amazon is already, I would argue, a more powerful and efficient thing than
the
the government
government?
of Delaware.
Yeah.
Like maybe not the federal government, but like certainly
Efficient?
yeah,
I'd say-
efficient.
you
for
could
sure.
argue that it is more efficient than the federal
But
government.
I'm saying we might be entering an age where like national governments are not the main actors in shit changing, which is like maybe due to like how money accumulates but it's just kind of a crazy dude. Neil Stephenson's books are like he has some that are just badass. Like Cryptonomican's an amazing book about
it's like a good sci-fi.
yeah, and some of them like a lot of it's historical stuff like World War II. There's a bunch of amazing stuff in it, but his ability to like see trends and how they're going to shape and have it play out, and then have like the thing you were talking about, it's sort of reverse feedbacks where it's like he has this idea, really smart people working in tech and other places like read him, and then it comes back to us.
And that's
And
so,
then-
he was like forming reality.
Yeah, and then we complete the triangle 30 years later when
By
we
living
go,
it.
oh shit, this guy wrote this, and now we three dumb comedians can recognize. Like it's kind of an amazing loop And it's like that same thing with movies where you're like, they put these ideas in there and then they sort of like reverse filter back down to us. It's kind of crazy.
Well, I don't know.
Also,
you know,
before we move on, Alien Disclose is a good name for like a clothing store.
Alien Disclose.
Disclose.
Oh, like
It's like a black guy hat store, but it's called Disclose.
yeah, and then they sit there and just make fun of you for your
They go,
outfit.
I got this hat at Disclose.
he's gonna start a Disclose store, and I'm gonna start a Dat Close store.
Dude, I was in New Orleans this week. I'm not making this
Alien
up.
Dat Closure.
I'm not making this up, and if they contact us on social media, I'll buy merch. There was a chicken restaurant in New Orleans called We Dat Chicken.
Hell yeah.
You know they got the Who Day thing in New Orleans, the football team.
We
They say
Dat.
Who Day.
We Dat. Yeah.
I thought Who Day was
Cincinnati.
Yeah. Well,
They-
we kind
they
of co-opted it from them.
Yeah. But they so Who Day
God,
is
I
like
hate
the
fucking
thing.
football, man.
Dude, We Dat Chicken. To not be an Asian restaurant is amazing.
We
like,
Dat
that's-
Chicken.
We Dat Chicken's
Yeah.
amazing.
Well, speaking of great store names, when we were in Tulsa,
Oh yeah.
across the street was a vape shop called You Suck Vapes.
Dude,
It was called You Suck.
there's a place in Wichita I used to take photos at every time I went there because it's called Yogurt and Burgers.
Hell yeah, what do they sell?
And
Yo,
they're-
explain
dude,
what-
Do you remember the place by my house that used to be called Diverse Mobile?
Oh yeah,
and you're
hell
like,
yeah.
hey,
Yeah.
I can't say that.
Yeah.
I can't call your store that.
Yeah.
And then there's Baba Wireless, right? I swear to God, all these you can look it
Baba
up.
Wireless is top notch.
Yeah, Baba Wireless, Diverse Mobile, and then there was a place called Number One Chinese, but the sign had gone out and it said Number One Chinese.
Diverse.
Pretty.
There's a sushi
DA.
spot by my house called Fuck.
Probably not though.
It's just, I mean, it's
I bet you it's not called fuck soup.
either Fuck Sushi.
Either
It's called Fuck Sushi. It's like,
he either is lying or trying. I've never seen someone try less hard to riff. Yeah, there's a place called Piss House.
no, F-U-K Sushi.
F-U-K. Yeah, fuck sushi.
It's Fuck Sushi. Now, they say Fook, but
There's a store over by my house called Pussy Meat.
I like to think he just didn't even try to riff.
It's called
Yeah, I go to the asshole store. You ever been to
Fuck
the asshole?
sushi. And then next door is Boob's Milkshake.
The worst.
My boy is
Yeah,
gaseous.
Tyler's body noise episode. Good lord, dude.
Damn, dude.
What's going on?
I had a McGriddle this morning.
Oh, that'll do it to
Did
you.
you say it like that?
Yeah, I was in a paradigm too when they gave it to me because I ordered one.
Hold on, let's
McGriddle.
see what he thinks that means.
Wait, man, y'all can suck my nuts.
I was in a paradigm.
I was because I pulled it
I
out.
woke up in a conundrum.
I pulled it out. I took a bite of one of the McGriddles and I set it on my dash so I could turn. And then in a small amount of time, I forgot that I grabbed it out. So I was looking in the bag and there was another one. I was like, oh, I guess I didn't take a bite. So I grab it out and I open it, I take a bite, and then I see the one on my dash. And I'm like, I ordered one and it's endless. It was only two, but in my brain there was endless McGriddles in that bag.
Endless McGriddle.
Hey, you know what it
hack.
wasn't? A fucking paradigm.
Okay, well, maybe you guys don't know what paradigm means.
He just threw that word out there and went, I think it fits.
Yeah.
Paradigm is when it's like a fucking, you know.
No, a paradigm is your way of viewing the world. Like everyone has their own paradigm. So to say like I changed
Fuck
paradigm,
His paradigm
I start to
shifted.
be like, here's what he's like. Shut
He had unlimited infinity McGriddles.
And
Yeah.
that is my paradigm.
Are you talking about a paradox? A paradox is like an unsolvable.
a paradigm? The paradoxes. I had a pair of fucking McGriddles. Is what I fucking
Yeah, you're
had.
talking about a
brother.
pair of J's, dude.
The old McGriddle paradox.
Dude, here's
One is never enough.
Here's a little paradox for you. Not a paradox. It just made me laugh.
Guys, here's a perennial I had.
I was doing some research about
Disclose.
getting pregnant
Yeah.
or whatever, because we're low key like trying to do that, and I was nervous. I was like, shit, man. I've been a marijuana user for a long time. I've always heard that kills your sperm count. So I Googled it and I was like researching it or whatever, and this just made me laugh really hard. Weed THC doesn't lower your sperm count, but it makes your sperm swim slower and like
It
confused.
makes them lazy.
It makes your cum high.
Yes.
and you're like you do the deed and then your high ass cum is just like, whoa, dude.
I think this egg's mad at me.
I know we should go to the egg right now, but like we should really take our time and like take in the beauty of this hike, you know?
Dude, look at the cervix.
Look at the fallopian tubes.
Look at
They're
the
so
cervix.
tubed out. Dude, I just love the idea of my little high sperm just
Flying around
We
in
should
there.
stop and get some McGriddles.
That would be
They're
fun.
just
if-
driving, listening to Leonard Skinner.
Yeah,
fucking.
they
fuck
go
the egg,
they go around a
man.
left turn in the fallopian tube and turn their turn signal on.
That'd be fun if every drug made your sperm reflect the care. Like if you did PCP, your sperm would beat up her eggs.
yeah. You're
Oh my God, my sperm threw her down on the sidewalk.
that sucks.
This
man.
PCP sperm is out of control.
You do meth, your sperm just comes to the egg with a bunch of scrap metal.
Yeah, exactly. You smoke some bath salts and then it just goes and bites the egg in half.
You're trying to have a baby, though?
Yeah.
You want a
Yeah.
boy baby or a girl baby?
I mean,
We're on a podcast. You got to say it doesn't matter.
yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I know it sounds like a cop
I don't know
out.
either. I just hope that whatever baby it is can play sports and mate with a woman.
Yeah, right.
Well, nowadays.
I want, in a perfect world, knock it out twins, one of each. I know that that's unlikely.
Twins is great.
Yeah, I would love to have
Yeah.
a boy and a girl twin, and then just chop my dick off.
No, the dream is like, yeah, I think twin. I mean, dude, if you could like customize it, be like triplets. I'll have the worst year of all time,
Yeah,
and then we're never got to do this again.
yeah, I know. And that's what is weird because I mean, if you got the money right now, you can do some of that customization.
Yeah,
and,
but
and I wouldn't do it even
Also,
if I had
I'm
all the
not
resources in
sure-
the world.
there's not some.
Oh, there's a side effect.
That's what I'm saying. They
There's-
go like, no,
there's-
there's no side effects, and you go, you wouldn't tell me
The
if there were.
butterfly effect of like picking your baby's
Yeah.
eye color is shit.
They went, well, we're
is
just
weird.
playing God.
Yeah.
It didn't affect anything.
Exactly.
You go, you might have.
Exactly. So I don't know. It's very even the act of like considering it and trying.
Yeah.
It's like it kind of has changed me in some ways. I can't
Yeah.
imagine how changed you would be once it actually happens.
Yeah.
Like
Well, it's
having a kid?
Yeah.
Like how much you change?
Yeah.
a lot, dude. It's also, I mean, I think it'd be sick to, we've talked about it. We're on different timelines slightly, but it is like, it would be cool. I don't know what you would do without, at some point,
I don't know
have
you
a
would
kid,
do
right?
without it.
Yeah.
It does feel like eventually it and I know
Eventually
and
your
everyone's like
life-
you don't need a partner or a kid to have a fulfilled life, and it's like you say whatever you want,
Yeah.
but
Well,
I
you
kinda
don't need
think you
to,
do.
random person arguing with me. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
yeah,
but,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
it does seem like maybe generations of thousands of years of people have figured some shit out.
Well, I think it's important because it is like it up until you have one, and I'm speaking as someone obviously who hasn't had one yet, but I got good parents. I got a bunch of friends who are good parents, some friends who are bad parents, but I think eventually why you should and why you have to is because eventually in your life you have to not be the most important part
Dude,
in it.
Perfect. That's exactly what I would have said.
You
Yes.
can't be the number one most important thing in your life until you're 60,
Dude,
or you will go insane.
You look at so many like LA comedy celebrities who are like getting older, still obsessed with being hot, despite the fact that it's like, yeah, you can't fight that fight.
Brother,
Like,
you're 50.
yeah. Also, you can do whatever you want, laser your face, lady. But there's a 20-year-old out there who's gonna win.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then it's just like they just are like focused on this. You ever listen to that? There's a crazy speech David Foster Wallace gives. It's like the commencement speech.
You
It's
sent it
this-
to me.
Yeah, and
I
he's
listened
like,
to it.
whatever. The only reason to worship something bigger than yourself is if you worship anything else, you're just gonna die a million deaths. Like if you all you care about is money, you're always gonna feel poor. If all you care about is being hot, you're always gonna feel ugly. It's like you do kind of need to get outside of yourself at some point, because otherwise, yeah, there's no end. If you look at this thing you're obsessed with and you're like, is there a natural end point to this? And the answer is no. That's bad.
That's bad.
That's very bad. You got to have some, you have a life and then you hopefully pass it on to some kid who also gets difficult. I also feel some sort of responsibility where it's like, I had great parents. I've been very happy with my life. It's been very cool. I feel some responsibility to try to give somebody else that.
That's the payment.
Yeah.
Is
Yeah.
doing that for someone else.
I think you should. Yeah. I think
Agreed.
it's solid.
Agreed.
This is the
Yeah,
only podcast talking about aliens and then parenting. Like
It is a good fucking podcast.
No, I'm saying it's the only one. It's like
Fuck you.
I love that we're like the thing about Lance Bass being a gay guy in space.
Yeah.
We started out talking about midgets wrestling,
Yeah.
and now we're talking
Pebble
about
and Double H.
now we're talking about sweet families. I don't know if I want to have kids, man. Not for
Well,
a
you're
long
the
time.
age where it'd be weird if you did.
I like nephews.
Don't say it like
yeah,
that.
you
Don't,
know.
don't say. Hey,
Yeah,
we're changing the camera angle on that because he
Yeah.
he went.
yeah.
And
Well,
it's
they're
like,
they're way more fun. I can get them all sugared up and fucking
Riled up.
make them have a good time.
And then-
okay. You
Yeah.
got it. I mean, are we gonna? Is
Yeah.
this how you're saying it?
But
I like nephews because I can get them sugared up and give them a good time. Is that how you want to say this?
Yeah,
That's crazy.
maybe change your words up a little bit.
Think about nephews and get them all sugared up and give them a good time.
Kyler, brother,
If you had winked, you'd go to prison. That's what you said, dude. That was crazy.
I give Kyler 6 years before he's a dad.
Oh, Kyler's gonna be a dad. Also, you might be the most temperamentally well suited. Like I see you always taking your nephews to like the orchard or hanging out with them. You're gonna get you that bug. But you're 24. If you were a dad now, we'd be like, all right, boring guy. You know, you wanna wait a little bit, and then I think you'll get that. I think it's like a weird process where you don't even have to want it, and then one day you wake up and you go like, what the hell?
That's pretty much what
not
happened
me,
to
brother.
me.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
I'm in a committed relationship, and I still wear condoms and don't fucking come.
Yeah.
Not doing it, brother. Not happening.
What was that last part?
Also, I think that
I get it right to the point, and I take it out, and then I come in the toilet. I'm not having no fucking kids, okay?
that's crazy.
Wow.
That's preventative measures.
Wait, hold on.
You stop having sex
There's
to
a
go to the
logistical
bathroom?
problem with what
I
you just
pull
said.
that thing out, and I fucking go, hey, I'll be right back. And I get that thing out of
Wait,
there.
but the urge to come.
I
is
can't
just
knock up a
hanging out?
toilet.
But I'm saying if I
You can't fucking
this
get
is
it.
Lee's more blown away by this than the alien shit. Yeah. You pull out, and then what? You pinch it, and then go like, because if I pulled out and I don't immediately finish, then the impulse is
Then
gone.
you're done. Then you
Yeah.
gotta go and fuck the toilet.
I can't
You
be
guys
like,
have-
hold on, come, and run to the bathroom,
Well, you get it.
take off my wig, and
Okay.
come
so
in the toilet.
Here's what you do. You get it to where you got like 2 pumps left, and you fucking pump.
So I start.
And you.
So here I am at the very beginning of sex.
So here I am watching her brushing her hair. Here I am looking at a drawing of my girlfriend. 2 pumps left.
No, I just.
Then I call her, say, hurry home.
It's just scary, man. Because unpopular opinion. I don't believe in other options when it comes to like accidental pregnancies. Right? I feel like if I accidentally got Q pregnant, I wasn't trying to have a kid, then it would be like, well, I have to have this kid now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I hear
That's
that.
not that unpopular opinion. That's like 50% of the country.
Yeah.
And it's like, I don't want to. I would like to be as cautious. Also, very open to adoption. Me and Q have talked about that. It's like because of my stances, like just in life,
Yeah.
I see a lot of people who are super anti this and anti that, but they won't fucking go adopt a kid.
Yeah.
I'm all for adoption. Also, if you adopt it, it's just like, just
Adopt,
like getting
don't shop.
dogs.
you
if
never know what you're gonna get.
Adopt,
like-
don't shop.
A purebred dog is way smarter than a mixed bred dog. Okay.
I don't think that's true.
All right, hey man.
Bullshit. I've got both.
I'm
Yeah,
not
but
touching
which of
that.
your dogs is. Here's my
Yeah,
thing.
explain that.
Which of your dogs is smart?
I ain't touching that. This man just announced mixed race.
No, I didn't say that.
Despite being the only guy in a mixed race couple here.
That's why I get to say that. I get to
Yeah.
watch you guys squirm.
I didn't squirm. I just went, let's dive into the numbers.
No, I'm just.
I don't think mixed. I think, speaking solely about dogs, I don't think they are smarter pure breeds, right?
Yeah, totally. Pure. I mean, unless you get like the.
Sure, the German Shepherd's smart.
No, just like it's just like what we just talked
But
about, like
the Australian dog is
designer
stupid.
babies. When you get to like that level of like designing dogs,
I don't
like
think
the
they
Frenchies
should-
and shit, they're retarded. But like if you just get like a purebred dog, they're much smarter and easier to train than a mixed breed
this
dog.
is like
and that's
a-
just the truth. Fucking fact check.
But here's the problem. It's like there's no pure breed because it's like they're all some sort of crossbreeding of like we weren't walking around like ancestral Europe being like, oh, look at that fully formed pit bull. Like pit bulls are a mix of like wolves and fat ladies or
what are you, a
something.
dog cum scientist?
No,
bro?
but I'm saying it's the same thing with people where it's like there's no pure breed people.
No, not at all.
Yeah, it's like it's like what the fucking Etruscans, the Proto-Indo-European. Like you can't. The argument for like mixed race not mattering is like it's already all mixed up. It's all.
Oh yeah, no, I'm just trolling.
Yeah,
I'm just joshing.
Pit bulls were wolves and fat ladies that they made breed, and that's how we got pit bulls.
Pit bulls.
Lee is leaning out of frame.
As soon as Kyler goes, pure breeds. You want pure blood, okay? As soon as you start mixing.
I'm talking about dogs.
Dogs are like toilet seats, you know? What goes into them determines what comes out, and ideally they're all white. You know?
No, you ripped that one and you thought it made sense, and there at the end it didn't.
I'll tell you what.
It was close to making
Yeah,
sense.
you know
though.
what's all white going into the toilet is Kyler.
Yeah.
That motherfucker.
You ever used a black toilet, like an all black toilet?
Oh, yeah.
God,
I
those
think
things are the worst.
Oh, really? I think it's the height of luxury.
Dude, you ever pooped in an all black toilet?
Yeah.
I hate it. It makes your poop look so much more like, oh god.
That's your diet, brother.
No.
Yeah, your poop looks like a disaster anywhere. We can put your poop in the Louvre and it'd be like, Jesus.
Yeah.
Like your poop is fucked up.
No, I got good poops.
Your poop is neither. It's like a fourth element. It's not solid or liquid. It's like, and it's also not gas.
It's caught somewhere in between. It's
Scientists
a plasma.
are studying his poop.
Yeah, it's a plasma. It's like that thing that Venom is.
The gross poop paradox.
It's Venom. He just shits a full sentient fucking. It comes out.
No, I think you'll be a good dad. Is what I'm trying to say.
He will be, dude.
No, I don't. I mean, maybe. I don't know.
You're 24. It wouldn't make any sense if you.
But see, that's the thing. It's like I think that if I'm gonna have kids, I need to have them now, as opposed to waiting till I'm 35.
I can take that.
You have impulse control issues.
I can hear that. I hear you on that. You also are financially more stable than most 24-year-olds.
You're a lot older than most 24-year-olds in a lot of ways. Both, I mean, like your heart, and also I also mean like your life is like set up differently. You know,
You're an
having a kid early
man.
is not bad.
But it's terrifying. And I have friends that are young that have kids, and they're total pieces of shit. And
I know.
I look at their life. I'm like, well, I don't fucking want that.
Yeah.
It's like, and yes, I am a little bit more stable, but it's like even then, it's like bringing a kid into a world. Like I'm never home at night. I'm always doing this,
Yeah, I
like
know.
comedy and shit. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's like I don't want to, I don't want to bring a kid into this world and then be the guy that's like, hey, Mom, will you watch my kid for the weekend while I go do shows?
I've always been a bit.
Yeah, that's tough.
I've always been a bit of a procrastinator. Like I operate best when my back's against the wall a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
It was always like that with homework. It was always like that with, any kind of project for the most part. I'll put off. And then when I have to, faced with like annihilation or embarrassment, then I'll get my shit together.
Yep. Yeah.
And it's not smart, but the idea of having a kid, it's like if I wake up one day and Anna's pregnant, then I would like to think that I will be like, oh shit,
I gotta go.
I gotta go.
Yeah, but
not leave.
I gotta go
Yeah.
get cigarettes.
Yeah. No, I gotta fucking turn this thing on.
Well, it's also
Yeah, but
go ahead.
I was gonna say, well, you same way. And it's like when you get that, and it's like, oh shit, I gotta lock in. I gotta stop doing the shit that I find really fun because like you're saying, it's not about me anymore.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
It's like
and that's
this-
what I want.
this-
I got a
whole-
boy to get sugared up and give a good time to.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
the
right.
shit, the things that
Or a
I
little
consider
girl.
really fun are like, I could skew them. I could skew them to be good, and they are. I get a lot out of it, but like my fun, I could stand to not drink 4 or 5 Bud Lights 6 times a week,
Well, but also I think it's funny where it's like, I think everybody, including me, wants to be like, I'm a product of my unique idiosyncrasies, but it's like, if you just look at like global trends and incentives, the harder it becomes to like, if you live in a city, the birth rate goes down because it's insane to have a baby in a city.
Yeah.
As people delay adulthood because we can't afford houses and marriage and all this shit, we have less kids, and the age of kids, it's like, we're all a product of being born when we were born, and it's like, yeah, man, there's not a lot of early kids because it's much harder to get to those landmarks.
For sure.
So it's like, yeah, I mean, I'm a procrastinator too. That's probably how we both ended up in comedy. But at the same time, it's like, I think if we had been born, I think we're much more at the mercy of like external factors.
I agree with that.
Where it's like, if we'd been born in the 30s, we'd be like,
I'd
my
have-
sixth
I'd have-
kid,
Well, we'd
he
be
stinks.
farmers. Yeah, exactly.
He doesn't even pick squash the way I want him to.
Right.
And I only dropped him off the wagon a few times on his head.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, I think it's like, it's not weird that we're all bumping into this thing of like the time crunch on having kids.
It makes
is
sense.
Crazy.
It tracks. It
Yeah.
makes sense. It seems like everything has kind of been put into place for us to feel like we can't have kids.
Also, you're told like you need to go out and like find your truth and do the thing that you would do even if no one.
That
paid
is
you.
specifically millennial.
Yeah,
That's that do what thou
especially
wilt
millennial.
shit.
Well, but that's also like, yeah, it's like up until, as life gets easier and you have more leeway, now you got to make decisions where it's like back then you were just like, I
It's
got to
very
have a kid.
Cut and dry.
Yeah, who's going to run the farm?
Exactly. Very
Yeah,
cut and dry.
It's kind of wild. My granddad's one of like 13 kids, and he was born during World War II, and he's British, so he was over there. And he was like, well, we used to play, a bomb would land and not go off, and we would like play with it. And then they'd be like, get away from that bomb. But like now you'll go to jail. A lady just went to jail for letting her kid walk a mile.
Yeah.
Like it's like life has changed.
Really?
Yeah. Unsupervised.
Good for her. Good for that kid, man. He saved him from fucking torture and abuse.
Dude,
My
that's-
mom would have made me walk a mile.
Yeah. She would know where you are though, because the ground would be going.
Save that kid from torture and abuse.
Hold on, Kyler's walking a mile. Put a glass of water down. We'll know when he starts.
Yeah, dude. We got to Jurassic Park this young man.
No, isn't that crazy? I was reading.
That is
I was reading Reason magazine, which is like I like them. They report on like there's this other crazy thing they're doing where let's say you owe property tax.
I was reading Reason magazine.
Hey, Reason magazine
What are you, a
rips.
fucking 40-year-old woman?
I read. So let's say you owe property tax, right? Like $900 this one case. Then they add fees and stuff because you haven't paid it. Eventually, if you don't pay it, they will seize your house.
Yes.
So they'll just take your house from you. This lady had a $900 tax bill, went to like $15,000. They seized her house. They sold her house or her condo or whatever for $40,000. Here's the part where it's like massively illegal and should be crazy. They kept the $25,000 difference.
Of course.
They didn't just go, you owe us $15,000, so
difference.
here's $25,000 and we take your
They
house.
flipped it.
They flipped her house like they're investors. That's the most illegal. It should be illegal as hell, but it's not because some judge like ruled
Lined his
in
pockets.
some case that's like somehow jurisdictionally related. Like, one of those abstract things where you're like, how did this happen?
That happened to my uncle recently. Not with them selling it. He sold it before anything like that could happen. But he had 5 acres in, like, I don't know, some random county in Tennessee that he was trying to build up. And, he's not the smartest guy. So he was like, what? Property taxes? What are you talking about?
Yeah, I'm a sovereign citizen.
And,
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
he was like, I got to sell the property because I can't pay the taxes. And then he told me he sold it. I was like, dude, how much did you owe? He's like, I don't know, $1,000. I said, you motherfucker. I could have given you $1,000, you stupid son of a bitch. But,
Yeah.
shit,
But it's like the people who like sell their property, make a bad financial decision. That's who would also not ask you. Do you know what I mean? It's like a self-selecting population where you go like, well, if you're dumb enough to be like, I'll lose the whole equity of this property for $1,000. He's not going to be like, what are some alternative options where I could get relief?
Yeah, that's very true. That's a chicken and the egg type shit.
Yeah. Are dumb people doing stuff because they're dumb
Causation
or-
versus correlation.
Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty wild.
dude, I think this might be the smartest podcast we've done so far. We're saying big words like causation,
Paradigm.
Yeah.
paradigm, and some of us are using it correctly, and some of us may not have been. Fucking assholes.
No, I think my favorite thing about you being friends with you for a while is I think you're like self-educating yourself on a ton of shit. Mm-hmm. So a lot of your takes are like these weird combinations of like, groups of things that are like in my head completely unrelated. And then you'll mishmash them, and I'm like, "What the hell?"
You
I
just
kinda
may
love
not
that.
be smart enough to find the relation.
Connecting.
No,
the
I'm saying,
dots.
do you find interesting relationships between the things that I like? You're like, here's how like weed and demolition intersect with the way the government is, and you're like, okay, I'm listening.
It's all together.
Oh, I
Look
did.
at the way that building fell on 9/11. Okay? I'll tell you a thing or two. That motherfucker wasn't knocked over.
It's all a web.
It
I was just
came down.
picturing- it's like George Bush with that Looney Tunes.
Yeah. The TNT. Yeah.
I did get into an argument with a guy one time about that. I was like, I do think it was a controlled demolition. He's like, yeah, but what do you know about demolition? I was like, let me tell you something, motherfucker.
Yeah, I know a little bit about vol demolition.
That's the only thing I know.
Yeah.
Brother.
That's my thing.
Is that and pig shirts. That's all I got.
Do you ever have to blow anything up?
A toilet. An all-black toilet.
A murdered out toilet.
No, I mean, the most we've done is like, I've driven like bulldozers into houses, which is like
Yeah,
really fucking
but that's
fun.
dating.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's when that's just because, you're like,
You left me. Get back here.
The old killdozer. We should do a
Yeah.
killdozer episode.
dude, we
sometime.
will because we'll get in a fight about it.
Yeah.
That was the
Yeah.
guy who just fucking. Y'all told me about that recently.
Yeah.
He
Some
like
guy
fabbed
just-
out a bulldozer.
He fell asleep on the controls and accidentally demolished a whole town.
Is that what happened?
No,
I thought he was
No.
mad.
he was mad.
Yeah, I thought it was like.
Yeah, he took like
no,
18
he
months
took an Ambien and he fell asleep on the controls and then he demolished all the people who's hated
Did he
his
take an
houses.
Ambien when he spent 18 months like
Yeah.
making it?
Dude, a lot of people don't realize this. All those boys with Jeffrey Dahmer, they fell.
No. That's another wrong one.
They all fell.
They all
And then
fell
he-
into his mouth?
He was like, are these boys alive? And he didn't have good, he wasn't good with his eyes. So he's like, let me chew on them and see if they taste warm. And
None of this is
them
true
did.
at all.
None of them did. And that's the shame is that he really didn't mean to do any of that.
Well, listen.
Yeah, he was just a hungry boy.
None of that's true.
We just got flagged for misinformation.
They don't care about Jeffrey Dahmer misinformation.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, they just made a Netflix show with him where they like portrayed him as cool.
Yeah, they were like, he was kind of
Yeah,
ripped.
Yeah, low key, he had abs.
Yeah, which by the way,
apparently
no, he
human
didn't.
meat is really lean.
Yeah,
and
it is
good
lean.
for your fucking
It's like
body.
bison.
You guys ever seen the interview with a cannibal that Vice did a long time ago? Where
No.
they were like asking, like it was fucking weird. But they were asking him like what it tastes like, and he was like, it tastes really similar to like pork.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
called long pig.
Don't fucking eat it.
Hey, I wanted to talk about this at one point. You were both last week in Bloomington
Yeah,
and maybe had the most polar opposite experiences
we had very
anybody
different
could have.
days. Yeah,
Okay,
You went up and did a bar show, and then
I
you went
went-
up and did the arena.
yeah.
And I want to get yours. I want to see the takes on Bloomington from each of you.
Well, I
Hit it.
thought Bloomington was an interesting area. It was a weird show because we were told there's going to be like 40 or 50 people, and there was 15 people there.
Yeah, we've all been done that.
I would
It
tell
was
you-
it was way better last month.
Yeah,
Regardless of how many people were there, fucking me, Justin Wagner, and Rob Wentz.
the boys,
crushed.
the damn boys.
Yeah, I
ripped
mean,
them.
we went up there and ripped.
Yeah.
And all the Indiana guys were like, oh my God, you're fucking so funny. Holy
Yeah.
shit, you're the king.
What
Yeah.
Indiana guys were on the show? Do you remember?
Jim Gaffigan.
I can't remember his last name. There was a guy named Grant, and then the guy that put it on was
Grant Volkmer.
a shorter, skinny guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
than
then
him.
Kyler, yeah.
Yeah.
He was, and then the guy who put it on was a guy named Ari. I forget his last name. Ari Schwartz.
Yes, Ari Schwartz.
Ari's really cool, dude.
Yeah.
But I mean, the show was so much fun. The bar was really cool, and at the end, the hang was nice because everybody was kind of like hyping me, Rob, and Justin up.
And then I completely left you hanging.
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
I will say.
Oh yeah, I heard you. Well, you guys, they had to drive back, so
Yeah, I know.
they can't hang that long. That's
I
not
know.
really on you.
Yeah, well, Rob had to work the next day. I had to work the next day, but we got there, and Rob was like, "We're just gonna go," and I was like, "You sure?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "All right, fuck it, let's go."
Yeah.
Let's go.
It was the right move.
Y'all did what the big you
It
were
was
with
it was
Theo
their
and did,
auditorium. It was like
Bloomington
35.
University.
Yeah.
They had slaves painted on the wall. And everything.
Yeah, they did.
We were sitting there looking at the painting. I was like, "Wow, this painting's great." I
Yeah,
was
they
like,
straight up did.
Wait, where at the?
At the Indiana University auditorium.
No, they don't.
"Yes, they did."
Yeah,
dude.
brother, they did.
And then Wagner was like, "No, they're not slaves. They're dancing." I was like, "They're not fucking dancing, bro."
slaves danced.
Well, Justin Wagner has internal slave denial perception. Anytime he sees a,
Slave denial.
yeah, he goes, "Oh, they're having a field party." You know, it's
Yeah.
not a field party.
It's a stick party.
He's from a part of Tennessee where they're like, "Yeah, the big field party fight." You're like, "You mean the Civil War?"
Oh, yeah, it was, but that shit was wild that they just had those on the wall painted. I was like,
Yeah,
you
they
don't think
did.
they should I get like not covering up history, but like I mean, fuck,
Yeah.
It
No,
was-
yeah, you can paint other history.
It was
You know what I
tasteful.
mean? Is it a nice painting?
It was like a giant
Mural?
fresco mural. Yeah, it was
I'm actually
gigantic.
I mean, obviously, like, I'm against slavery, but
Hot take.
if you have like a crazy piece of art from a lifetime, Kyler's like, I'll say it, it's wrong, but like, I don't think you should be removing art.
Agreed.
Like, if it's beautiful art,
And it was. This place was gorgeous. It was made in 1941.
Yeah.
Really old. I mean, Elvis
That's
performed
late
there.
to decide on a slavery painting.
Yeah, for sure.
I sure hope we defeat this Adolf guy. What should we paint here?
Yeah, no doubt.
They could have painted World War I.
Yeah.
Nah.
Nah, Indiana.
Also, Indiana's, I guess, I know Indiana had like a complex. It's like Kentucky where they kind of were south, they kind of were north.
Well,
but,
Indiana is the birthplace of the KKK.
Yeah.
I thought Tennessee was.
No, Pulaski's like the second home.
Getting all offended.
Yeah, Kyler goes, what the hell?
No, I know. I just genuinely thought it was Pulaski where they started.
Yeah, I'd always
no, that's
heard
where they moved to.
Indiana.
They were like, this is way more our speed.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, exactly.
They go, that Indiana didn't get us.
Was the show there dope though?
It was a banger.
Nice.
Yeah.
Any of these shows on college campuses I love because it's funny. I'll spend all day just walking around a college campus.
Yeah.
Just leeching off of the youthful energy.
Oh, dude, it's so
and
dark.
I found out the best. Oh, yeah, it is so dark.
He makes you
because,
feel old as hell.
well, in my brain, I'm walking around. I've got, I'm like, everyone just thinks I'm a college kid.
Yeah.
Like, why would anyone think that I'm not a college kid? I'm walking around fully bald. Fully bald, just like looking like a man in his mid-30s.
Yeah.
And I'm just, in my head, I'm just like, yeah, dude, all these kids think I'm their peer. And then, meanwhile, every one of them's like side-eyeing me like this when I walk by. No backpack.
You're just
No
walking
nothing.
around being like, who else trying to have a baby?
Yeah, just smoking a joint. Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Like, hey, you kids know we can get some weed, huh?
Yeah, I know.
I think you're a fucking cop.
But Indiana was very fun.
The college campus shows like for stand-up are like cool, but we did University of Houston once. Houston might be the ugliest city in America.
It's so just concrete nothing.
Yeah, we did New Orleans this weekend, and it was like the theater was beautiful. It was like a new theater where it's like
And New Orleans is a hard comedy town.
New Orleans is a hard town.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
stinks.
it.
Yes.
It's like I get it. It's like a city with an identity, which is cool, but it also makes me go like, if you go to New Orleans and something bad happens to you, that's on you.
Yeah, right.
Because there's like a million. I was walking down Bourbon Street for like 1 minute because our hotel was from there. There's a guy with a sign that just said huge ass.
Oh, yeah. What's the story behind huge ass?
He just had a sign that said huge ass. Like he's like, eh! There's an old black guy with a sign that said huge ass. And I truly think he was just a fan.
Yeah.
I think
big
he was
butts.
just like, I like huge ass.
Yeah.
But he had to go to a sign and pick out a font for that
Yeah,
sign.
for sure. Spend all of his money on it.
And then we walk by this bar and there's this like big black guy, like, and he just hugs the two people I was with. He just hugs them, and I was like, and then he just like, it was kind of amazing. He just turns them and pushes them into this bar, and there's like live music. It was like friendly, but it was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, it was an affront.
And then we watch him. That's his whole business model. He just grabs people, pushes them into the bar, and he goes, stay for one song, and they're like, okay. And then they do, and it was so funny that it was like this like black guy band doing like New Orleans music, and they were like good. They had the horns and all that.
Yeah, I love that
but
shit.
the guy before the song was like, I'm Rick James, bitch. I have this clip where he just says I'm Rick James, bitch, and was like, if I see you smoking weed, I'm gonna steal it. Like it was so on brand.
Yeah.
And then, dude, it was like there's just puke in the streets. We walk by this guy. He's got a hatchet in a holster on his no shirt, but a hatchet in a hatchet holster and he's on a longboard. And I was with Danae Hayes, who's like she's cool as hell, and so she talks to him. I was like, she's bold. This guy's got a hatchet. And she talks to him, and he's like very nice. He's like, yeah, I was in Afghanistan. And then we watch him go like 10 feet, and he trips on his longboard. And this lady goes, like laughs at him. I swear to God, he got up and just stared her down. And I go, that woman's about to be hit with a hatchet. That's
New
gonna be a
Orleans,
shame. It was
dude.
and it's like 2 p.m.
It's a sketchy place. New
Sketchy
Orleans,
as
man.
hell.
I was sitting in TSA to fly out of New Orleans. Homeless guy walks up to me and asks for some change. I was like, what? How'd you get in here, dude?
He goes,
How
what?
did you get in here?
He goes, I don't have any liquids over 3 ounces.
He
I
goes,
can be in here.
I'm the mayor.
I'm the
Yeah, I'm a city councilman, motherfucker.
They have a nicer airport than you would think.
Oh, yeah.
But it's still a swampy ass city.
Yes.
When we
Yeah.
went to, I just went with some friends, and we're walking down, and we get to the other side of Bourbon Street where there's like a bunch of witchcraft shit.
Oh, yeah. Voodoo shit.
And there was a store. My friend's like, "Oh, let's go in there," and I'm like, "Nah, I don't really want to check it out."
Yeah.
And there was a bunch of like, weird, and it was just crazy satanic shit. Which to teach his own. I don't give a fuck what you do. But my friend decided, he's a shoplifting son of a bitch. He decided to steal a potion.
Yeah.
Yeah, they had like little potions, and he stole one, and we walk out, and he goes, I don't feel too good. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I don't know. I feel uneasy. I was like, why? He's like, well, I stole this. I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
You don't
You
steal.
don't steal potions.
You don't steal
dude.
from a witchcraft store, bro. You can steal from anywhere in the world.
Steal from CVS.
You're cursed now, dog.
Yeah.
That's what happens.
Yeah, you made this thing was a scam, but now it's real. You know what I mean? By stealing it, you've made it a real potion.
Yeah, 100%.
I don't think that shit's a scam. I think that shit is very real.
I don't think that shit's real because I think at least one of those businesses would succeed if they did.
I think that maybe
You know what I mean?
in areas like that it's touristy, but I think that there is real, like voodoo is real, hoodoo is real.
But here's my thing.
Yeah,
Look
people
at
sure.
practice it, and
If
shit
they think
comes
it's
from
real,
it.
look at
it's
the
real.
countries that believe in voodoo. It's Haiti, and everything that goes wrong in Haiti is completely explainable. And they go, "Oh, voodoo." It's not voodoo. You guys,
Man, the shit that
keep
goes wrong in
killing the
Haiti
government.
is America's fault. Okay,
Nah, it's France's fault.
oh yeah, France fucked them.
France
Damn,
is
France
France
did
fucked them
some-
first.
You know, Haiti was a French colony. France gave them their independence after like fighting a million bloody wars with them over not doing it. And then I swear to God, this is true. You can look it up. They sailed back in with battleships and gave them a bill for like the things they lost. And the Haitian people were like, "Wait, what did you lose?" And they were like,
Yeah, all this.
"A workforce." And they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, you're making us pay for ourselves at like
Yeah.
gunpoint." And France was like, like just pretending they're not monsters.
France.
God, I fucking hate French people.
The
and-
French.
It's pretty wild too, because Haiti is on the same island as the DR, right? And it's
Yes.
the DR is like a functioning
full
country.
kind of first world in some places.
Well, they had a dictator for
Yeah.
They had some stuff, but
DR had a dictator?
Oh, dude, yeah, like a bad one
Who?
for like I'm trying to remember his name. There's that book, The Wondrous Life of something, that was like a big book recently. Everyone in college campuses had to read it. But there was a dictator there for a while, and they kind of believe in the same shit. Like they have some silly voodoo stuff, but just the difference in how fucked up Haiti is and how the DR is like a functioning country.
Is
and
France.
Kinda. It's like one or two tweaks. It's an interesting like you couldn't run that like test ethically. It's like you can't be like, let's see what happens if we tweak a country. It's like
Yeah.
a natural experiment to be like, what happens if you do this? What happens if you do this? And it's
And now
crazy. the
Now
gap.
we see it. Yeah.
Yeah, Haiti right now is like full on fallen.
It's
the
nuts.
government.
It's like everything is just a burning tire on the road.
there's like a gang in charge of the government. It's crazy.
And that just makes me hate France even more. And I am even going to push my petition harder to change French fries back to American fries.
Freedom fries, brother.
Freedom fries, yeah.
We lived through that.
Yeah, freedom fries after 9/11.
We had
was
freedom fries
wild.
for a while.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense to do that. I mean, I don't recall it. I remember eating them for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like,
His first memory is freedom fries.
Yeah, 2 years old eating McDonald's.
Yeah.
French fries.
brother, I was eating McDonald's before I had teeth, man.
Throw that McChicken in a blender. Kyler's hungry.
Yeah.
Oh, dude,
Turned into
I have a-
applesauce, bro.
I have a cousin. Hey, Boystorm Chasers, that's the first half of the episode. That's the free part. If you want to join the Patreon and hear the second half of the part, boy, does it get spicy. It's a hot episode. Join the Patreon if you're one of the first 100 people. You get locked in at $1 forever. It's great, and we'll do this every week. Thanks to everybody who joined the Patreon. And find us on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, just a drawing of us that some guy leaves you on the street. Come on down. All right. Thanks, everybody.